What is information gerrymandering? And how do social media companies manipulate our view of what's popular? Hi, thanks for watching. Today is Wednesday, Big Idea Wednesday, and I haven't done one of these in a while, so if you're unfamiliar, on Big Idea Wednesday, I just like to take an idea that I find interesting and share it with you. Maybe it's a new idea for you as well. You know, I consider myself kind of informed, right? So a middle-aged, kind of informed guy learns something new, perhaps you don't know about it. And I like to choose things that are like psychological phenomena, cognitive biases, and just kind of big ideas that I think are interesting. So today I want to talk about information gerrymandering. Now, right off the bat, you have to understand what gerrymandering is before I can get into what information gerrymandering is. Well, gerrymandering is something that happens in politics and how they divide political districts. There's been some examples online where they have two groups, one with 60% support, one with 40% support, and they divide the groups up in different ways such that the group that's in the minority actually gets more political control. But it's more important on how things are divided when it's an exact 50-50 split. So here's an easy example of gerrymandering. Let's say there's 100 people and we want to divide this up into 10 groups. But 50% of the people are in the orange party and 50% are in the yellow party. Well, we can draw the map in such a way that the yellow party would have 5 representatives and the orange party would have 5 representatives. That would probably be the most fair. But let's say that the orange party's in charge of how to draw the map. They could draw it in such a way such that in 6 of the districts, they would have 60% of the vote, therefore the majority. And the other 4, they would be in the minority, although in a much smaller minority. They could redraw the map so that they would have 60% of the seats, even though they have 50% of the support. And that can be done in social media as well. Why is this important? It's important because most people are sheep, okay? Now, I know that you think, not me, I would vote for whatever I think is the best. I'm not just going to go with the popular opinion. But that's not what science says, okay? If people believe that there's a deadlock, that there's 50-50, they will always vote for what they believe. But if they think that they're outnumbered by a vast majority, right? If they think that the majority of people believe one thing, let's say 70% of people think one way, they're just going to vote with the majority because it's popular. People will often vote for the winner. If they know who the winner is, they'll vote for the winner, even if they don't necessarily agree. That's why it's so important, this idea of information gerrymandering. And what that is a way that social media companies can manipulate things to make certain views appear more popular than they really are. So, I'll give you a couple examples. Let's talk about polling companies, for example. How could a polling company manipulate people into voting a certain way on their polls? Well, one thing that they could do, let's just suppose the polling company was for the status quo and they only wanted to promote the top 2 candidates, okay? What they could do is in all of their telephone polls, they could ask a question to start off with. The major candidates for president, Bernie Sanders and Joe Biden, have a chance to beat Trump in the future. Do you think that Biden could beat Trump? Yes or no? Do you think Bernie Sanders could beat Trump? Yes or no? And then they could go on to some other questions. And week after week after week, they could promote those 2 candidates if those were the candidates that they wanted to promote, saying that they were the major candidates and the other people weren't major candidates. Now when it comes time to be asked who you support for president. Many people will choose one of those two candidates because they've been told that they're major. They're the ones that have a chance. So they're going to choose who they think is the winner, even if it's not their favorite. That's how a polling company could manipulate the polls and could manipulate how you view what's popular. We saw this with the election in 2016. The polls told us overwhelmingly that one person was going to win, and that wasn't the case. Now, Google can do this as well. You can take any hot button topic, search for it in Google, search for it in DuckDuckGo, one of their competitors, and look at the results. YouTube, which is where you're watching this probably, does the exact same thing, but with an algorithm. Now, you've probably heard of the YouTube algorithm, and it has changed this year in a really interesting way. You've probably came across my channel as a suggested video after watching someone else's video. What YouTube does is it decides, oh, if you liked this, you may like this. But now, it seems like YouTube is really pushing the status quo, the mainstream media narrative. I could watch an independent news creator, and then afterwards, YouTube will suggest that I watch this CNN clip, or this MSNBC clip, or this Young Turks clip, none of which may go along with the ideas of the video that I watched, but YouTube is pushing a certain agenda. They're telling the audience that these are the popular views. And they might be doing that in a way that you think certain views are more popular than they really are. Now, Twitter does this as well. Within the company of Twitter and outside of the company as well. Outside, there can be bots such that when people post things, these bots will retweet and like it to make them appear more popular than they are. And Twitter can actually manipulate what you think is popular. They could insert things into the trending tab. They can say that this topic is trending, even if it's not trending. But Twitter wants it to trend, so they can promote it and make it appear more popular than it is. Reddit uses information gerrymandering as well. An example of this would be ShareBlue, that hires lots of people to sit in comment sections all day and promote certain views and downvote views that they don't care for. Now, Facebook does this as well. One thing that they can do is tell you who you can buy ads for and who you can't. So, for example, let's say I think that fans of Oprah would be a fan of my videos. So I could buy ads for fans of Oprah Winfrey, and I could promote my videos on Facebook for that. But I also think that maybe fans of Jimmy Dore would like my videos as well. Well, I'm not allowed to buy ads for fans of Jimmy Dore. Why? Because Facebook says so. And in that way, they are manipulating what we think is popular and what isn't popular. Now, I do need your help here. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. It's so important because no one out there is going to be Googling or searching in YouTube for information gerrymandering. That's not going to happen. The only way that people will see this video today is if they subscribe to the channel and if someone suggests it to them. So you can help me by hitting the like button, sharing the video with someone that you think may enjoy this kind of stuff. And if you like the idea of Big Idea Wednesday, check out the playlist where I have lots of videos on interesting topics like this. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Peace.